Welcome to Malcom Reed's How to Barbecue Right, a podcast where we talk about barbecue, share recipes, and discuss all things delicious. And now, here's your host, Malcom and Rachelle Reed.
Hey, welcome back to the How to Barbecue Right Podcast. I'm your host, Malcom Reed, sitting in Shell seat today. And I'm joined by my lovely wife, Miss Southern Shell, on my left. Shell, how you doing today?
Great.
You wanted to flip-flop this, huh?
I like this angle
You
better.
like that angle better? Hey, I'm fine over here. I don't care. I'm a righty, so I'm on the right.
I'm ambidextrous, so
Yeah, I'm good with that. Flip my computer over here, get my mic moved. Sounding good?
it sounds fun.
How's things going this beautiful first week of March? Do you feel spring has sprung?
I do. I feel a little springy. It's a little difficult week. You were gone most of the week. We'll talk about that, though.
Yep.
First thing I wanted to talk about is we will be in Pensacola, Florida this Saturday, Saturday the 7th. We'll be at the Butcher Shop,
That's it.
Pensacola, Florida, from 10 to 2.
10 to 2, doing samples of A9 brisket, the famous brisket that everybody's using in comps, and some tri-tip. So that'll be good.
Yeah. Are you going to be doing a demo? Or are you going to be doing just passing out samples? Or
Well, it's not like a class, so I guess,
Yeah.
I mean, I might do a little demo. I know I'll be talking about the briskets.
meet and greet
So,
kind of?
yeah, it's mainly going to be a meet and greet talk kind of. I mean, I'm planning on showing people how they can cook a good brisket in their backyard. I mean, it's not really a class, but I guess you'd call it demo.
Demo.
Tips, brisket tips.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure I'll go over the tri-tip too. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
But
I
if
answer
you want-
all questions.
If you're close to
If you come at me with a
Pensacola-
question, we're going to talk about it.
If you're going to be in Pensacola,
Saturday, 2 days.
yeah, swing by, check Malcom out. I'll be there, but don't talk to me. I don't like talking.
You got to talk.
I don't like talking to people.
You don't? Why?
We both have different gifts.
I don't know. You're pretty good at it. So what are we going to talk about today? Because, you know, the jerk pork belly bites or burn ends.
Number 2, jerk belly bites.
That's number 2. What's number 1?
Pensacola.
Okay. Well, yeah. So this week, before I went to Georgia, I went ahead and did my recipe or my video for the week, and Shell edited it. We actually recorded it Sunday because the weather, well, it almost caught us. I mean, it was,
Yeah, it was close.
we were trying to get it done,
It
so-
started sprinkling as we
Yeah.
were wrapping it up.
but it worked. We didn't get wet. You didn't get wet filming. That's all that's important.
The equipment
and
didn't get wet.
And the pork belly turned out fantastic.
So did you come up with that idea on the podcast?
No, I mean,
Or is that when you told me about it?
I'd had it wrote down for a while. I thought of it, you know, when I went to Jamaica, I went to try jerk pork, and, you know, we talked about that last week, that
Yeah.
the jerk pork we had wasn't as good as we hoped it would,
Yeah,
but it was kind of cut into bites.
it was.
And so
Tiny little dry, tough bites.
I'd said, you know, pork belly burn ends is a big thing. I did the bacon burn ends. Why wouldn't those be good in a jerk sauce, you know, done the same kind of way? And so first I was like, well, I'll just do pork belly burn ends and you know, toss them in a jerk sauce instead of glazing them with a barbecue sauce. Then I got to thinking, I was like, no, we're going to do it the traditional way, where you make the fresh, wet kind of jerk marinade. Like the first chicken recipe I did when I did jerk chicken years ago at the old house, where, you know, you take all these fresh ingredients
Yellow
and you
Kitchen.
kind of food process them, puree them up. I mean, it's got, you know, onion, ginger, pimento, garlic, all that stuff, lime juice, soy.
It smelled so
honey.
good.
Oh, man, it's fragrant. It's just kind of just smelled like the tropics. I mean,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
good. It was really good. And put the cubes of pork belly in that instead of just, you know, seasoning them. Because I put some of the jerk seasoning in it that kind of gave it those notes. But it was more about the wet marinade.
And you let them go overnight.
Yeah, I put them in a big Ziploc
Meat
bag. Meat bag. I call it meat bag. And stuck them in the fridge. Now they're not going to get any flavor in there if you just go a couple hours. You got to give it some time. So 6 hours would be ideal. I would at least do that. So you got to plan this
I
recipe
would say
out.
24 would be ideal.
But yeah, overnight. I mean, that's
6 would be
12.
minimum.
Yeah, 6 minimum, 12 idea. Let them go 24 if you can. Because they're, you know, it's a dense piece of pork and a lot of it's fat, but you're trying to get some flavor in the in the lean, and as much as you can get of the marinade on it, it's good.
How well will the pork belly absorb that marinade?
These did very well. This is the first time I ever did it. This wasn't a test recipe or anything. I was like, we're doing this on, I know it's going to be good. It's pork belly. And so it worked out fantastic. Now, the pork belly itself, that Cheshire Pork, was...
It was huge.
Oh, man, it was so good, though.
Was that the biggest pork belly we've ever cooked?
I don't know if it's the biggest, but uniformly, all the way across, it just had the perfect thickness. There wasn't any high humps or low thin spots like you get sometimes.
Yeah.
And I was really impressed with the quality of that Cheshire Pork. And I think Bella was the gentleman from Cheshire Pork that had contacted us and asked me if I was interested in trying some of their stuff out. And I was like, yeah, what you got? I don't just need some ribs or pork butt. And he said, man, here's a list of stuff. And if there's anything that catches your eye, I'd be glad for you to try it. So I looked through there, and when I saw skinless pork belly, 10 pounds, center cut, and I was like, that's going to work perfect. So I said, man, send me a case of that. There's 3 of them. So I've got 2 more to do stuff with. So I'm probably going to be planning to do some bacon, cure my own bacon. And then I've got a couple other recipes. One thing I want to do, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it with these, is I keep getting these questions about how do you get that skin crispy? How do you get that skin crispy? Well, I want to...
tried it before.
Yeah. I've done it on the Jambo.
Yeah.
And it got somewhat crispy, but it wasn't like, it
didn't
getting that hot oil where it'll crackle.
Yeah,
and that's what I want to do. So I want to smoke it in chunks, kind of like you a restaurant style, you get it. And I've done it.
Almost like a 2x4.
Yeah. Where you cut it into slices.
Yeah.
Leave that skin on it. And then I'm thinking, put it over, get my fryer hot. The fryer I got out back, it's like a double, what's it called? A Cajun fryer or something like that. Get that oil hot, put that belly down in that basket and just set it there, and then get me a ladle that hot oil over the top. So I'm going to cook it first and do that at the very end. And it'll be in the basket so the oil can drain down.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of dangerous. Anytime you're pouring that hot oil over something. And that's why I've never done a video showing people that. Because I've seen it done, and it's like, man, if you don't do it right, like in restaurant settings, they'll set up steam pans with a drain pan, kind of ladle it over it, and that'll get it crispy too. But I'm going to do it.
Do you remember that question we had one time? Somebody kept emailing. They kept emailing you and asking, like, how do I get crispy pork skin? And you would respond back and say, well, it's kind of hard to do.
On the smoker?
It's kind of hard to do on a smoker. And he was like, well, it kept coming back with more questions like, what if I smoke it and then take it off and then crank my Big Green Egg up to about 1,200 degrees?
Hey, it might work. I've seen different ways to do it. It's like they'll salt the meat. And
that's what you
really dry it out. And that's what I did. I've done it on the Jambo. It turned out good.
It was delicious. It just wasn't like crackling.
Yeah. Now, what I did do was fire up that beefer, and I put it under that 1,500 degrees, off the beefer, and you can just watch it blow up like popcorn kind of. It kind of does like crackles.
Yeah.
Like you're making a pork skin or something. The kind of bag snack food type.
Where's your
pork rinds? It's out in the garage. Mark has one.
So what do you think about that Cheshire?
I thought it was absolutely delicious. I mean,
but the quality of
the meat, when I cut the center of it and on the video I showed it, it looked like some fancy bacon.
Yeah.
Like, think of the best Wright's brand bacon you've ever bought. The way, the meat to fat ratio is just right on it. That's what it was like. And I know it's going to make some good cured bacon, but the fat, it just melted kind of. And there's, when you do those, there's some pockets of still fat that don't render all the way and just left, but it kind of dissolved when you put it in your mouth. And that was what, you got to understand this stuff. Pork belly burn ends that way are just, what's the word I'm looking for? Not
decadent.
Lush, decadent. Yeah, decadent's a good word. You can't eat many of them. They're so rich.
They're very rich.
Belly's like, you're not going to order a pound of belly. You're talking ounces that you can possibly eat, or you'll get sick. And every time I've cooked it and gave it to somebody, because we got tons left over. I think there's probably still some in the refrigerator, but you can't eat that much of it. And I've gave my buddy Charles some. I was like, look, Charles, you don't sit down because it's going to taste good. You're going to think it's some of the best pork you've ever baked. And it probably is. The belly is probably the best bite of pig or hog you can get.
Oh, yeah.
I would say. You think of bacon. Bacon's good.
Well, yeah.
But so
All that
I had to tell. I
pork.
told him, I was like, "Look, Charles, you're gonna get sick. And you know, eat a couple of them and stop, and then eat some the next
Take a
day."
rest.
Yeah. And then, sure enough, a couple of days later, I go over to the co-op and it's like, "Charles, what do you think about that pork belly?" And he said, "Man, that stuff's so good." He said, "Man, I got so sick." And I said, "I told you, man, don't eat it like that. You can't
Push back.
Yeah, it'll get you. It'll get you.
Well, the first bite, you're just like, oh my God.
It melts in your mouth. It's tender. You don't even have to use your teeth.
And you got to
It's
go
just-
back for a second.
You know, it's just
You don't have to use your teeth.
it's just deliciousness. And then you go back, oh, I can do another one. Damn, it's small, you know.
About the third or fourth one.
You don't realize it starts sitting on you. Cholesterol immediately shoots up. Blood pressure goes up. Sweats come out. Yep, that's pork belly.
Where
It's
have you
good.
Where have you found pork belly before? Like this time you got it shipped.
Yeah, most
Let's
of
say you don't have access to the Cheshire. Minnie, come here.
what's she whining about?
I don't know.
Most of the time I get it at Costco. They have our Costco here. Well, the Memphis area has them all the time.
Yeah.
And you know they're so.
We've seen like
yeah.
a big case.
I don't
full
ever
of
see it. I mean, you can go find them at Pork Belly. I've seen them at Kroger certain times of the year, not whole. It'll be pieces. But if you can find the pieces of pork belly, so 2 or 3 pounds, that's a perfect size to cut up and do this. Especially if you're just doing them at home. Like there's, I don't imagine everybody's going to go buy a 10-pound pork belly and make the whole thing like I did.
Yeah.
That was visual. I mean, we had a ton. You saw it was a mountain of pork belly.
You could do like
I could
half a pork
have
belly,
split that into three pieces easy, maybe 4.
It was huge.
And then made enough for us to eat and have as like an appetizer because you're not
Yeah.
eating that as a main meal. I mean, it's kind of a treat.
Yeah.
It's something that, you do a special occasion, something like that with it. But I would say, order it. If you want to order one, you can probably ask your butcher. They can get them. I mean, every food service has them. I mean, you can probably Restaurant Depot.
has them, yeah.
Yeah, you can definitely find them at Restaurant Depot. I mean, pork belly is a pretty big thing, but the majority of it, I would say, gets turned into bacon. So that's why, I mean, most people don't cook them the way we do.
Yeah.
It's fine. I mean, it's
And
really
really,
good.
you could do other flavors. Have you ever thought about doing maybe
Yeah.
like Cajun or
That'd be good.
Asian?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, Asian flavors go with pork belly. They're, when it became the popular thing to do, that's where most of the flavors first were. Where you
Yeah.
found that star anise flavor and all those things that just ginger things you'd associate with like Asian style, were what you would see cooked. Pork belly prepared that way, and that's where a lot of it come from. I've seen them do it char siu with it. And that's something I might could do some char siu pork belly bites. That'd be really good.
Heck yeah. Like
Soak them in the char siu
yeah.
marinade, do them the same way, and let them sticky and serve it. That would be a really good dish to serve. So you got 3 or 4 pork belly burn ends or bites, char siu style, over white sticky rice.
Yeah.
Eat it with chopsticks. I mean, that'd be really good.
With some vegetables
Yeah.
to kind of
And
break it up.
and when I was doing the crispy, when I was thinking about touring around doing the crispy one I was talking about, it was going to be more of Asian style because that's where I've seen most of the crispy pork belly done.
And you kind of glazed them differently than you have before.
Yeah, I didn't toss it back like in a glaze. I just I wanted it to kind of get that charry, jerk chicken-esque jerk kind of grill flavor to it. And so I just let it stay in there and kind of caramelize for an hour instead of just setting the sauce for 10, 15 minutes. Like normally you would take them out of that foil, dip them in the sauce, put them back on a rack, throw them back in there 5, 10 minutes, and they're glazed and you're ready to eat them.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted it to cook down even further. I wanted it to get, sticky, jerk kind of
Always braise
charry
it, though.
going. Yeah, you always got to braise them to break them down. That's what the pan and the foil does. And, typically, I think the last time I did them with like the butter, brown sugar, or whatever. Kind of treat them like a rib thing. That you like you're cooking ribs when you wrap. And I did them with the pork belly burn ends like that, and they're really good barbecue style. But this jerk style, I just went ahead and put the jerk sauce in there with some extra brown sugar, so it'd make that caramelized. And I used dark brown sugar, not just regular light brown.
Was there a reason?
I wanted it to get darker. I wanted the sugar to kind of not burn, but you know how it'll caramelize and get darker on the outside, and it did.
It did.
I mean, it was kind of the storm, it was kind of storm clouds rolling in,
and it was getting,
and we were getting to the end of the day. So it kind of lost some light. So it probably didn't, the video wasn't as bright then as when we first started, but I still thought they looked good on camera. But really, in that light, it was kind of deceiving a little bit because you get a little blue tone. Yeah. The tone gets a little different on it. And, they were still, they looked probably darker than they were, but in regular light, like when we took them inside, they were beautiful. They kind of had a real mahogany, deep reddish, kind of dark reddish look with some char on them. And that's what I was going for. And,
it was easier glazing them that way.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Because I didn't do anything. I just kind of tossed them around in that.
And the renderings and everything just kind of it made a sauce in the pan. It thickened up.
So I knew when I wrapped them, I didn't want to put like a gallon of sauce in there because you're still going to render so much fat, and it's going to make the liquid for you. It's melted belly. It's pretty much. It's like you're cooking them in pork fat, because it's rendered down. Well, I put, what was it, a pint? It's about a pint jar's worth of jerk sauce I made, and then a half a bag of that dark brown sugar. And so that mixed with all those drippings as it rendered out made that sauce. And then letting it cook down and reduce more, it still had a pretty good bit of liquid in there, but it got real sticky. And then I took them out, and you could tell on the cutting board, they had some juice to them.
Oh, yeah.
And then when you pressed them, like you picked them up and squeezed them between your finger and thumb, and it just kind of mashes through it. And it's
like some kind of mat, like styrofoam mat, like soft styrofoam mat.
Yeah, spongy, but not too. There was no resistance in them.
But they would pop right back, like if you let it go, it kind of come back.
I don't think when you edited it, you showed it in the video when I was checking them with a Thermapen to see.
No,
but I was just checking them for feels. I wanted it to know they were like super soft, done. So I would stick that Thermapen in them.
What was the temp rating?
Man, some of them were like 214, 210, 215, something like that.
But with it being mostly fat, the fat's going to read.
Yeah, it's going to read. Yeah. But I was going for feel, and when the Thermapen would just like slide in them, I was like, man, these are ready. And time wise, I didn't know it was going to take an hour, but that's about what it was.
And it could take longer depending on,
The reason why I wrapped them for an hour and I said, let's check them there, is when I do ribs, I'm wrapping them there. And I was thinking the thickness of those is about like thickness of a rib. If I had cooked that pork belly whole that style, which you could have done, you could cook it whole and then cut it up at the end.
So a lot of people do their pork belly burn-ins that way.
Whole and then cube it like we do brisket point kind of?
Yes.
You could. It takes longer because you're cooking it as a whole piece.
Yeah.
But also, to me, I think the reason why I first cubed them up like that was because I wanted more surface area on each bite. I wanted it to get the bark all the way around it on every side, and I wanted the sauce to get all over it. To me, when you cook them whole and then you cube them up, you've got part of it. The outer ones around the edge of that pork belly will have it on both sides. There'll always be a cut edge. But the way, I did
off in the middle, there's no.
Yeah, it's only got like a top and bottom. And then you can say, well, you can reseason them, put them back on, and sauce them. It's still not the same. To me, it's better when they're getting crunchy or barky from all angles.
I agree. And I imagine if you take that pork belly pretty far and get it really tender, the whole belly, and then try to slice it.
Oh, yeah, you'd have to slice it way before you rendered it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you still
or
have
else
to.
It's going to fall apart.
You couldn't do it.
Yeah.
That's true. If you leave it sliceable, it's not done, so it's still got some rendering to do. Yeah. Because there's no way, you should be able to. It's going to be so soft that a knife would just mush it in two. It wouldn't go
exactly. Through it. Or it would rip the fat from the meat.
Yeah, it would do more like if you cooked it that far whole, it would do more like that one I cooked where I made pulled pork belly.
Yeah, that was so good.
Oh man. That's the first video I ever did with pork belly. Yeah. I was emulating how to cook the belly out of like we do whole hog style with just the belly.
And you cooked it whole, glazed it, did the whole process. You cooked it almost like a butt.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Exactly like it. And then shredded it and pulled all that lean meat out, long strands, like it come out of a hog and made a sandwich. That's, I'm telling you, what'd you call it? Decadent?
It was so
belly
good.
Is very decadent. That's a great word for it. Succulent. That's another good one.
Sinful.
Yes, there's very sinful. It's the belly. It's the sinful meat.
The other sinful meat.
The sinful meat.
And you could pull it out, kind of drain it, put it on a platter and serve it with some extra jerk sauce. You know,
Yeah.
do a double jerk sauce.
You could
dip it and stuff. I don't need it.
No,
but-
I mean, I would say it probably rice and peas. Is that what, it's like
Yeah.
the traditional, it would go with it. It's not really, I mean, that's not something, it's more of a treat.
It's more of
Like an appetizer, you set out, people get a toothpick. I would, if I was when I serve them somebody, I'm piling them up and just putting out a shot glass full of toothpicks and
Yeah.
get you one and go. It's not really a meal type thing. It would be cool to do a full packet with them because, say if we wrapped them up, once we got them the color right on them, make little individual, about 6 to 8 pieces in them and in a packet, like we're wrapping up ribs, but wrap up those. And that way when you give them to somebody, they've got one little packet they can unwrap. Because you could open that up and let it glaze down and then cover it back up and set it out there and serve it. It'd be like belly and full, kind of like take on fish and full, pork and full.
Everybody be coming to your house.
They would. He's getting pork belly.
Your own little bag of pork belly. Goodness.
Yeah.
What's been your favorite way to do the pork belly so far? Because we just talked about a couple of them. We did some burn ins.
For me cooking it?
For you eating it?
Yeah. I mean, bacon's my number one favorite way.
Like get crispy bacon.
Yeah, but that way, I mean, you're not going to beat the way it comes out of a hog, that way, that style.
That's true.
That'll be the best pork sandwich you've ever ate. It's super rich, and you probably can't eat a whole big sandwich of it, but it's so good. I mean, that's when we used to give it to, we still do when I cook whole hogs for comps, we give it to judges. That's the dessert. That's the last thing you give them. They remember you buy is that pork belly. We pull it out in big long strands, and then
it's so awesome when y'all pull it out in those strands, and like you kind of grab your hand around it and like slide all the fat off of it, and then hand it to somebody,
and then roll it up like a little rose.
Roll it up like a rose. Hand it to somebody, and it's still got
It's good, man. That's the best part. It's the best bite of pork. I mean, I'll put that up against anything.
So you cooked it on the Traeger. Could you cook it on anything else?
Yes, definitely.
I think the Pellet Grill did really good though.
It did. I mean, any indirect heat, 250-ish, it wouldn't hurt if you went 275. I probably wouldn't cook it any lower because you really need to get it to render.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it'd even do good at high heat.
You think so?
You just, I don't, I've never tried it on the,
like 30.
I've never tried it on a drum, like up at those high heat. The one thing I'd worry about is if that grease gets to dripping too much, man. I'm talking about it's going to be raining some grease, some fat rendering down on those coals. So if you're cooking, you better, that's why I think indirect does good.
Yeah.
And that reminds me, I need to go clean that Traeger out before I get in there and crank it up next time. Because I guarantee you it's got some grease in the trap and, on the full. That's why, that's why I put that Traeger drip pan in there. It's probably covered. I didn't pay attention to it. I just shut it down.
I think you ran out of Traeger drip pans and you used a lid.
Oh, yeah, like a full size. That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
It's a flat full size. Like it's a little.
So it's
bigger.
an aluminum pan, a full size aluminum pan lid,
steam
like
pan,
lid. Yeah.
Disposable steam pan lid. I just set it. It sits perfect on my diverter and catches everything.
You could use that in any pellet grill, really.
Yeah, you could.
Is there anything you'd do differently?
No, those were perfect. I'm telling you, y'all try the jerk belly bites. They're worth it.
So, tell me about your Tuesday and Wednesday.
So after, let's see, I come in Monday and did normal Monday work.
Mm-hmm. What's normal Monday work?
Inventory, answering thousands of emails, all that good stuff. Writing recipes for the videos, laying out the week, and then paying bills. All the fun stuff. I mean, don't that sound fun? Don't you want to do that? Monday's always a good day.
Yeah.
I did make it to the gym Monday.
There you go.
That was good. Got my mile walk in on the treadmill, a little machine action. But so I had to get my trailers ready. That's what I'm getting to.
Yeah.
I went to the bank Monday, paid for the rest of the trailer. And then me and Jamie jumped in the truck. What time did I left?
You left at like 4 a.m., 4:30?
4:30, yeah. I had to be at Jamie's house at
Tuesday
5.
morning.
Tuesday. Drove to Atlanta. Went to a meeting. To
Atlanta for?
We had our quarterly Royal Oak
council,
pro council meeting.
So who's on the council meeting with you with Royal Oak?
this time, like normally, we got U-Bonds, Barbecue Ninja leads it. He's kind of he's a Royal Oak employee now.
So does he work in Atlanta now?
Heath, let's see, Leslie,
Does
Christina and Mike from Sugar Fire, Richard Fregola, Hank's normally on Hank Vaden, but he wasn't there, and Randy from Deep South.
so it's just
It's a group,
great group of people from the barbecue
different
industry.
regions,
They're Royal Oak
kind
ambassadors.
of council. I mean, we talk about what's going on in the barbecue industry with us, and they talk about what's going on with them, and we share ideas. And they've got like 80. I think Royal Oak has 88 teams or 87 teams that are sponsoring this year. So they ask us questions about what's going on with the different teams and stuff like that. I don't know if I'm supposed to be talking about this. It comes up.
You're not revealing any secrets.
Yeah. They didn't tell me what's in the charcoal. They just asked me what I'm up to. No, we talk social media. We talk strategy. We talk new ideas. We talk contests. We talk all kinds of good stuff about what's going on, in the barbecue world. They're just interested in the people that are using their charcoal. Basically, that's what it is. They're trying to do better job marketing and branding Royal Oak and getting it to the needs of the people that want to cook with charcoal, especially lump and briquette.
So after that was over,
we jumped in the truck. Yeah, so that meeting always lasts 4.5 hours usually.
Yeah.
After that, I jumped back in the truck. Jamie, I left him out in the truck the whole time. He went and got some. Well, it rained on us, man. I'll tell you, I was going to buy a trailer. I should have bought a boat. It rained and rained and rained. He went and got some new windshield wipers because my truck wasn't getting it done. And then we drove down to Tifton, Georgia, which is about probably 3.5 hours from Atlanta, south. And then that left us with another hour or something to get to Waycross, which is where Southern Dimensions Trailers is. And it's like, if you don't know where Waycross is, it's probably about 45 minutes from Jacksonville, Florida.
So it's at the very bottom of Georgia.
Yeah, southeast Georgia. It's like not far from Savannah, St. Simon's Island, all that. And I mean, you're right there at the coast.
Yeah.
They're selling marine gas at the gas stations, and so we picked up the trailer.
So you got up Wednesday morning.
Yeah. We got in the hotel that night, I don't know, about 10 time we went to grab us some chicken wings over at Buffalo Wild Wings. It was right there by the hotel that we could walk. Had a couple, cold drinks. And
is Buffalo Wild Wings your favorite chain restaurant?
No. But chicken wings are one of my favorite foods. It could have been, It could have been
Wayne's Wings.
Yeah, Wayne's Wings. I would have been there. Just happened to be Buffalo chicken wings. And I got the Asian zing, and I got they have a new original buffalo. It's like,
really? Is it any good?
Third or fourth from the hot. Yeah, it wasn't hot at all. But it said it was. So
yeah.
It was really good. And then the next morning we got up, drove another hour to pick the trailer up. And
you finally got to see
finally got to put my hands on, go in my new trailer, and blowed me away. I'm talking about the fit and finish on this trailer. You hadn't seen it. You hadn't been in it yet. It's super nice. It's the nicest barbecue trailer I've ever owned.
You've only owned one.
No, I've got
2.
5 over at Jamie's, I think.
Yeah, but this has one with sleeping quarters.
Oh, yeah. I've only owned one with sleeping quarters. You could sleep in them. No, remember the old Killer Hog trailer? We slept in that. It was just an enclosed car hauler trailer.
Oh, my gosh. I forgot about that one.
You think I've only owned one trailer? I'm glad I got you fooled, don't I? That trailer.
I'm not talking about the
story. The one we locked somebody up in.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, I've only owned one of this caliper, I guess you would say. But yeah, it's super nice. I mean, it worked out. The layout worked out. He's got my a new old hickory CTO mounted on the back. I'm excited about cooking on a new one. I mean,
so what was the shop like?
Busy. He has.
How big is it?
It's pretty dang big. He mainly does concession trailers. So the barbecue trailer I did is probably on the lower end.
Oh, really?
It's super nice. But he did a trailer for Guy Fieri. He's got
I saw that.
Triple axle, I don't know how many, 40-foot gooseneck trailer, full decked out kitchen. He does trailers like that.
What is he doing What does Guy Fieri need a trailer for?
Show off, I imagine. Hey, he can pull up and cook anywhere. He feeds. He does a lot of a lot of cooking, event style cooking, whether it's
promo
for
type
concerts
stuff.
or sporting events or things like that. It's probably where he's taking it, I imagine. But it's pretty much kitchens on wheels is what he's building. He don't do much sleep. I mean, people aren't sleeping in these trailers.
Yeah,
only just
comp guys,
crazy comp guys are doing that. The rest of them are using them to make money. But I'm talking, they're spending average probably $100,000 on a trailer. But he had one. He took us in. We got, I think he had 33 trailers going, like various stages. I got a bunch of pictures of them. I need to get to you so we can figure out where we're going to put them because I want people to see it.
Wow, I was going to expect you to say like 8.
Oh, no. This is a massive operation. I imagine there were, 30, 40 men working in there. Well, from all stages, like from the ground up, building the frame. They actually build the frame. These aren't like car hauler frames like our old trailer. Mm-hmm. These are actually trailers that they build to their specs, steel, frame up, sides. They build the doors. They build everything. It's nothing like.
So
they were putting together, they had this one station where they were testing the sinks, like any sink package or whatever they put in the trailer. They build it, assemble it, all the fittings, hook it up to water, make sure it works, no leaks, does everything it's supposed to before they even install it. Like most of them, they just build you a cabinet, drop the sink in, connect some pipes, and boom, there you go. But this one, they're like fully testing. They test the showers. They had like, how we went to Traeger and they had the water testing stations outside for testing the grills. They have water testing outside for the trailers to check if it's going to leak, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it was pretty cool. I mean, it was typical shop now. I mean, it wasn't, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, it was, you probably needed hard. You probably should have had, OSHA would have made us wear hard hats. Probably needed safety goggles and all that stuff. It was in Georgia, so.
Yeah, one of my questions.
I don't know if that applies there. No, but it was cool. It was really cool. I enjoyed. I mean, they were so busy. I didn't get to hang out with Tracy a lot. He did. I do have a video on my phone. He kind of went through and showed my trailer, and I just kind of rough recorded it with my phone. I want to get that up too on something. I don't know if we want to turn it into something for YouTube or Instagram or Facebook. Probably
Facebook. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Just a quick video.
Maybe we can get that up while we're traveling tomorrow to Pensacola.
Oh yeah,
that'd be cool though. But his shop. We were there. I guess getting it ready because they had to go through and show us everything. Mm-hmm. And then if there was anything they needed to fix, which I think like one of the doors needed adjusting a little bit, and he saw that they forgot the little door chain thing on the back door. And so he had a guy come out and put that in. And then we tested the old hickory to fire it up. And then when he showed us, made sure the generator or all the hookups was right and showed us how to work all that. Cause it's got a lot of stuff. It's cool.
Well, why do you need a barbecue trailer?
To cook hot dogs.
I know why you need a barbecue trailer.
Because my other one's old.
No, but why do you need one to begin with?
I had a contest coming up in 3 weeks. I bought, why I bought it. And I told, there was actually some guys there from almost Canada, like upstate New York, and they were picking up one.
Wow.
And
did they drive all the way down or did they fly?
And the funny thing about that was they come to one of our classes in Olive Branch. It was a guy.
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about.
He brought his kid, and the kid took all the pictures and all that. Yeah, that was it. Him and his buddy had drove, I want to say 18, 19 hours down there to pick up his trailer.
Wow. And
I was there, and they come up knocking on the doors like, "Hey man, can we take a picture?" And I was like, "Man, I know you." And I was like, "What's going on?" He bought a caterer. He's going into catering because he was doing comps. I can't remember his business name, but I think Jim was his name. But that was cool. And I forget where I was. But this took a while. It took a while. That's where I was getting at.
Yeah.
We were there about 3 hours. And then time I took some pictures, did a little videos, went to the shop tour. We hooked up, and we was back on the road. And then the rains set in.
No, but what I'm asking is, a lot of people might not understand what a barbecue trailer is and why you need it. Oh,
I was trying to divert there, not because I wanted no. I told them I wanted one because you had quit the team and said you weren't spending another night at a barbecue contest if you didn't have a decent restroom, shower, and place to sleep. So I was like, green light, new trailer.
I had given you the green light a while back.
No, but I mean, it's kind of. I like a place to keep all my stuff. I want it comfortable. I want, I think
for
we'll
competitions,
do. Yeah.
When you do competitions, you load everything up. You got your cookers, you got everything like that. You can put it in the back of a truck if you want to.
Yeah,
you drive to the contest, set up. You have to spend the night cooking it.
Right, and so it's just an extension of your house to make you more comfortable to cook better barbecues. Why I think you need to try it. Do you need one? Absolutely not. You could cook. I've spent many years cooking without a trailer.
Yeah.
Hauling, like you're talking about, packing everything I thought we needed.
Sleeping in lawn chairs, sleeping in trucks.
Wherever you could. Staying up all night, not even sleeping.
Yeah.
I can't do that anymore. I used to could stay up all night.
Drink a little beer.
Yeah, have a good time, get up the next day and do the contest and make it home and then crash. But I can't do that anymore. I've gotten old. Is that bad? No, some guys still do it. I'm not. I need a little rest now.
Yeah.
And having a trailer, it gets us in out of the elements.
It helps you cook consistently.
It does. And it gives me a place to
gives you comfort.
Keep stock. I can keep all my supplies there and replenish what I need. I know what's there. Everything's handy, and it's basically like being at my house.
RV kind of.
Yeah. Oh, I would definitely say these are more RV instead of just trailer.
Yeah.
It's kind of an RV with the back porch for grills. That's what it is, or not an RV. Yeah, camper trailer, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's the way Tracy described it. He was like, "This is pretty much an RV. Pretty much an RV."
When we first started cooking comps, like getting more serious with cooking comps, not just going out there and throwing a party.
Yeah.
We didn't have any type of trailer. We would load everything up to the back of the truck. Me and Waylon would go to a contest. We'd set up. We'd get a hotel. Usually.
Swap out.
Yeah. Me and you would stay up till like 3.
2 or 3.
And watch everything. And then Waylon would go to the hotel room at 9 and come and relieve us at 3. We'd go back to the hotel room, grab 2 or 3 hours of sleep,
and then
take a shower, come right back.
Do it, and that's how we did them for years.
And then you bought the red trailer,
which had AC, had running water, and then we were able to put 2 beds in it and a blow-up mattress. And you had the option.
There was no option.
Crowd up with me, or get a hotel room. We did that a lot.
Yeah, sometimes there's no hotels around.
No, there's not. Yeah.
And there was no bathroom in the red trailer either.
And you had to drive, so that meant
no drinking.
You couldn't have a beer because we're not going to drink and drive. So
what the hell what am I showing up for if I can't have a beer?
Is that your philosophy? So now,
probably should.
You have no excuses. I can bring you some wine coolers.
Bartles and James. Do they still make those?
I don't know. That's a good question.
My next. Why do you boys get so excited about getting a new trailer?
Because it is exciting. Why do you get excited to ever get to take a pair of shoes or a purse? It's just a old satchel.
Yeah, but my friends don't all call me up and say, "Hey man, how's that new purse?"
You show Malcolm your new purse. Mark called me today. Like, show that new trailer. Did you hear?
Yeah.
It's like, no, she don't care, Mark. She don't even want to go look at it.
I do.
He's like, you mean you didn't have it over there at 6 a.m.? I was like, I wanted to, but I knew she wouldn't go out there and look. She'd have probably punched me at 6 a.m. if I'd have woke her up and told her to come look at my trailer. I'm excited about it. I'm still excited about it. I'm ready to go there right now.
Yeah.
I want to go put a fire in that new CTO.
Well, we'll have to do that when we get back from Florida.
Tracy asked me if I was going to haul it down to Pensacola. I was like, well, no. It would be cool. I could have just went over there from Jordan.
Dropped it?
Yeah. No, I wouldn't have done that.
Leave a brand new trailer there.
I'd have to stay with it.
So Weber has released a new pellet grill.
They did.
It finally hit the market. A couple
I
weeks
actually
ago?
got to put, I didn't see it in action, but when we were down at Grills of Mississippi, has it been a week, 2 weeks ago?
No, like 3. It was before we went to vacation.
It was about 2 or 3 weekends ago. They had just got in their shipment at the store, and they had the big bottle and just the regular size model, and I watched them put them both together. And I didn't get to see them. I hadn't seen anybody cook on them. I've been now, unfortunately, there's a lot of stuff on YouTube, especially. It's on Facebook. There's people saying that they're not operating like they say they're going to.
Yeah. So it's called the SmokeFire Grill.
Yeah. Weber SmokeFire is supposed to have like the Wi-Fi technology and all that.
Yeah. 24 inches is running about $1,000. A 36-inch one is running about $1,200.
I thought that was a pretty good price
That's a
point.
great price point.
I mean,
24 inches is kind of.
Yeah, but it had more room than you would think, though.
Yeah.
When I looked at it, I mean, it was a decent sized grill. It really was, and the big one, I mean, has a lot of space. They've got potential.
What's the problems you've heard or seen?
Pellets get into the auger system because they put a short auger in it. They put it like in the middle. You know how my Memphis wood fire grill's set up?
Yes. That's what it reminded me of when I checked it out.
You fill the pellets up it's on the back. It's like a slender hopper.
Yes.
Feeds down. The fire part's in the middle instead of being on one end. The Weber kind of went with that technology, but I've heard that they didn't slope theirs enough to where it's not getting the pellets right. So you'll get them going for a while, and then you'll have to go either manually shake it or stir them up or get them going because there's not enough slope for them to steady fall, like to push themselves.
I'd be upset if I bought this brand new grill and.
Yeah, it's a problem. So, I'd probably put something in there to build me a little ramp. Just give me a little piece of metal or.
I don't want to have to go building stuff in my brand new cooker.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
So one of the things that they like advertise, because I read like the specs on it to come up with some questions for you. They bragged about how the augers were designed to decrease to prevent
backburn.
Backburn, get the get the pellets to the auger faster.
Yeah, because it's shorter distance.
Yeah, prevent the swings. You know, the swings.
I don't know if that's going to do that as much. I mean, that's kind of all in the control. But depending on, it's like a lot of them are going to those non-PUD controller. I don't get into all that. I kind of like the swing on my pellet grills.
Yeah, why?
Because it gives me smoke and it gives me range when it's dropping and it feeds more. It makes a little more smoke. I kind of like that. That's just my take. I mean,
but you also know.
But I also don't look at
swing. Yeah.
I also don't look at the temp. When I set it to something, I just let it roll. It's done when it's done.
So it also says that.
What gets me on these grills, and maybe I'm not bashing them. I hope they do well with them, but they don't have a diverter. So, say if I'm cooking a bunch of pork butts, and I've just got all this grease dripping, and it just kind of goes down to the bottom, and that's where your ash goes too. And then I crank it up, and I want to, throw my grill grates on and cook me a steak, and I don't clean it because I'm bad not to clean. And then all of a sudden, it's got to be easy to catch on fire. I don't know if it's happening or not. That was like one of my concerns, the way you clean it. Because to me, those pellet grills work because they mostly have a heat diverter in them. They've got flavor bars like their gas grills.
This one does not have a heat diverter?
No, it doesn't. Which a heat diverter also acts as kind of a grease drain.
Yeah.
It channels whatever's dripping, it catches it and lets it drain down to something. With this, it just all goes to the bottom. So I can imagine that gets gummed up. Unless you clean it all the time. So
let me read this to you. They've got something called flavorizer bars.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Okay. These angled metal plates stand between the firebox and the food grates above. They're designed to prevent grease from collecting inside the bottom of the cooker. The idea is that dripping grease hits the bars below, then vaporizes into gas and smoke.
Oh, yeah. I believe that.
And it's supposed to be very easy to clean and not collect any grease or ash, basically.
Yeah, I think that's marketing. I don't know, man. I hadn't cooked on one, so I don't know. I'm just going by, this is observation looking at the grill.
And the app.
I would be interested in seeing, like, let's give this grill some time in real people's hands. In the lab, I'm sure it works great.
Yeah.
But
that don't always translate.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have one, so.
The app's supposed to be the big thing with it too.
You want me to order one? Let's see what we do to it.
Let's see how long it takes us to screw it up.
Yeah.
Can we turn it
into
a YouTube
it does supposed to have good technology as far as with their what all you can do with the app and all, like the Wi-Fi part of it.
Yeah.
From my experience, none of those work great. They don't mind. I've got 3 different Wi-Fi ones, different kinds, manufacturers, and I don't get none of them to work right.
This one's supposed to be.
I kind of know what I'm doing a little bit. And whenever I question them, they're like, "Well, we know it's not." I think they just put that stuff out there to sell.
It's just a marketing gimmick. This is
I don't think you need. I mean, you don't need all that. Sure, it's handy, but I mean, who's going to be at work and want to try to turn their grill on?
Matt says he does it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
Matt Pittman with Meat Church.
He's the one telling me about it. I said, yeah, I'm surprised you get it to work.
He says he does it from work and has it ready to go.
Yeah.
They also did a cooking times thing with their app where you could tell, like, supposedly.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean,
where you could say, I'm cooking an 8-pound pork butt.
I do like that.
Temperature, and they kind of give you a recipe and a cook.
Yeah, when to wrap,
which is
or
my
what temperature
idea.
to change it. Yeah, yeah.
That's what I wanted my app to be.
One of these days, you can do it your way.
So, what's your overall opinion on the Weber?
I want to see how. I think it's something I need to see how they work out the bugs in it. Sure, I mean for the money, it's not a bad price grill, but I think it's still got kinks. You know, like anything new.
So
maybe
Weber send us one.
No. I'd want to buy one. Don't send it. I want to buy it. That way, I don't owe anybody anything.
So it's almost barbecue season.
It is. I've got 3. The 27th, I think, 26th, 27th, maybe is my first KCBS contest. Savannah, Tennessee. I have the new trailer there. The good Lord's willing, and the Tennessee River don't rise anymore. If we can get this rain to stop. If not, we're going to go to a boat show, I guess, and see if we can find us a boat. Will that work? I know what we can do. We can get a pontoon and get one big enough to put a grill on. And then I'm sure they got nice.
Are you going to take me pontooning?
Pontooning.
I do enjoy pontooning.
That's more our speed.
Yeah.
I don't need a jet boat.
I like pontooning for the same reason I like barbecue.
But I've got that one coming up. The ones I've paid to enter so far is Savannah, Memphis in May, and the BBQ, which is a monster contest in third weekend of June down in Montgomery, Alabama.
You're really going to be glad you got that trailer called BBQ.
I got double ACs on this one. Tracy told me, he said, I don't know how you're going to stay in there.
Why?
He said that's the sleeping quarters with the AC unit on its own. He said that's going to be like a walk-in.
Oh.
Like you just shut that door, and they build their doors with like this insulated foam, so it's kind of like a freezer door, because that's what that's what part of their company was they built freezers, and so they use some of that foam, and then when they build their custom doors and stuff, and for insulation, and so he said, man, it's gonna be like a walk-in in there. He said, you're gonna freeze. And I said, Waylon's gonna love it. Shell, we're gonna have to get out her big coat, the Eskimo. You know how you go to Restaurant Depot and you go through the flaps and they got the jackets there and you put them on? When you come in the trailer, we'll give you a jacket. We'll just have them hanging there on a hook. Go ahead and put it on.
What do most people do? Just put one AC unit?
Yeah. Most, the big RVs all have doubles, but those are like houses.
You ain't most people.
No. I like it cold. I don't want my meat to go bad. If I'm sitting out, prepping all that, I want it to stay balmy, 48 in there. It's a good temp.
That's a good excuse to stay at home.
Yeah.
So the weather's getting warmer.
It's beautiful out there today. It feels like spring.
Yeah. What do you need to do to get your smokers ready?
Got to get, if you hadn't started firing them up already, go ahead and give them that springtime cleaning. Because
what does that entail?
Well, you never know what they've been setting up. You might have had some kind of animal build a nest or something in it, or just maybe, dust. You know how it is when you leave stuff outside. Even if it's covered up, they still need a good cleaning. I always do that. Take the grates out, make sure they're clean, scrape anything out you missed if you didn't winterize them, get them, all the grease out.
Maybe do a good burn.
Do a good burn in it, get some smoke in it, re-season it after you clean it, and get them operational. It's that time.
Restock
your supplies. Get you some good rolled up charcoal and some Killer Hogs rubs and sauces. That's all. You get ready for spring.
Updated, fill up your propane tank.
Yep, fill up the
Get your
propane.
pellets. Get your coals.
That's it.
What's the first recipe you would cook this spring? Your backyard guy. You got your one.
Probably ribs. Yeah. It's time to start working on them ribs recipes.
It is time to start practicing.
I imagine, it didn't seem like people stopped cooking for the winter this year. Most of the time, we see a lull to where things slow down, especially before Christmas and then after Christmas for January. And February is usually dead. But, man, it has been extremely busy as far as just general comments, questions, people posting stuff that I keep up with. I mean, barbecue is booming.
It's not seasonal anymore.
No, exactly. It used to kind of be that
it's an extension of your kitchen.
Barbecue season was Memorial Day to Labor Day.
Yeah.
All the stores set it. That's when they set out their things. That's not happening anymore. We're seeing, like in our local store, was it last year, our first year, we started working with kind of a local Mississippi distributor, and they started putting some of our stuff in some grocery stores. And he had told me that, he'd been doing this business for a long time. And that he had seen it. It's always
it's seasonal.
Stores do it seasonal. They don't want to order rubs and sauces. They're not trying new stuff certain times of the year. They're going to make their buy for this season then. And so he had like a little section in the meat department, and it stays hammered like year round. There's no season. And he's like, man, the numbers are there. It's like y'all are still moving stuff. And not just us, he sells other people's things, but the whole set, the whole set across the board is steady moving, and it's not supposed to be doing that. So that tells me that it's more popular than ever.
Yeah.
That people aren't just doing Memorial Day to Labor Day. It is an extension of your kitchen, like you said.
Yeah.
People just love to cook outside, and I think with the pellet grill industry and, social media and the way everything is, it's easy. People are seeing it, and they're not scared of barbecue anymore. It's not just a man's thing for grilling,
Yeah, that's another thing. You had to barbecue. You had to invite your friends over and barbecue on 4th of July. Yeah, but now with the internet and there's recipes and everything, you can do all kinds of stuff.
And it's not just burgers, hamburgers, hot dogs, ribs, chicken. I mean, that's kind of what I do. I show people you can cook anything you can cook inside. We can turn that into a recipe you can cook outside. And people are realizing it, and then that it's not hard or not overly complicated, and that's growing this sector.
Yeah.
And I think it's wonderful. I mean, it's fantastic. I love cooking outside. Outdoor kitchens are more popular now than they ever have been. That's been a big thing I've been seeing recently, that people are really planning on their homes, or even if they've got existing homes, building outdoor cooking areas.
Afterthought.
Yeah, it's part of your home. It's your outdoor living. It's a living space or entertaining space. So the market's great.
So if you are but barbecue season still kind of runs for competitions.
Well,
it kind of picks up this time of year and runs till
fall. Traditional barbecue comps do in our area.
Yeah.
But what's not is steaks. Have you noticed there's been just as many all winter long?
There has.
If you've wanted to cook one every weekend, there's one somewhere.
Yeah.
And that's what's really impressive. It's how much that SCA steak contest has brought the everyday guy into being able to compete. And they've done it well. I mean, I don't even know if they realized what they had, what it was going to do.
Yeah.
But it's like a bomb, and it's grown so much. And not just here in the States, it's grown internationally. It's turned an international market on to what we're doing over here. And those, they're having contests, and, Australia's booming. Japan's doing it. I mean, you got South American countries doing it. You've got European countries doing it. I mean, it's crazy. Canada, of course, Canada, it's everywhere. The SCA is everywhere.
Well, you can put up $100-$150.
Yeah.
Take the grill you probably already have.
And go try to win 1,000. Cooking a steak that everybody knows how to cook.
Because they give you the meat. It's a one-day thing.
That's exactly why it's popular.
So it's less intimidating than going and cooking a KCBS. Yep. And I've noticed a lot of like backyard cooks popping up. You'll be more likely to find a backyard cook non-sanctioned type event than you will a KCBS nowadays.
Yeah. Well, I think,
just ribs and chicken or something like that.
No doubt about it. It's getting crazy expensive to cook, say, like KCBS stuff. I mean, look, I just bought a $35,000 trailer to do it. I mean, so, it's kind of, it's crazy, really. You think about it, that you're going out there cooking barbecue and spending all this money and time. And I do it because I'm crazy. I like it. I enjoy it. It's
kind of your life and your business.
It is. But it's not my business. That's really my hobby.
Yeah.
It's something I like to do. That's my bass boat. it's not, I don't have to go out there and do the comps. I mean, that's something I don't have to do. But so I enjoy it, spending my money there. And I think that's just other people.
But if you let's say you've got a couple cookers and you want to go cook a KCBS, it's still $1,000, $1,500 between entry fees.
And it's harder, and going in
weekend.
that you're probably a little under advantage. For real.
And one person doing all that, that's difficult.
It is, yeah. But a one-man steak, heck, that's nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
You throw your stuff in the back of the truck and go have fun.
If you're new to this and you're interested in getting into competition, what would you say? Find a backyard barbecue or a steak cook? I
usually say start, if you're interested in barbecue, they're two different things, really. It's not the same. I mean, steak, and barbecue's barbecue. If you're interested in barbecue, start local. If there's not a local one, go to KCBS and find one to attend. Go check it out first.
Or
ask questions. Go take the judging class. Get certified first. Maybe even take a barbecue cooking class. Ton of great ones out there. And then, that way you put yourself ahead of the curve. Because if you just jump in and don't really know, it's hard now. It's hard for somebody that's, brand new, that no experience to go be successful at KCBS.
Heck, it's hard for anybody.
It really is. Yeah. It's tough. It's a lot harder than it was 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
That's kind of when we got going in KCBS. We were rookies at it, but we knew coming from MBN what it took. So we kind of had some, little experience in the barbecue world anyway.
Coming from the old style MBN, moving to KCBS, I remember us thinking how easy KCBS was.
It seemed simple to us at first. I mean, that's all we got to do is cook this. Oh, yeah, we got that. And we did well. I mean, we weren't for what we did, but
yeah. Oh no, you went on a tear there for a little bit. So St. Patrick's Day, around the corner.
I told you I got this little Guinness recipe I'm doing. It's for steak and potatoes. That's a good one. I'm gonna do it with a flat iron steak instead of just I could have went the easy route and chose a ribeye, but I like cooking flat irons. It's an inexpensive cut of steak. You can usually get them for about $5 or $6 a pound, and a 2-pound flat iron's a big flat iron.
Yeah.
So you're talking you got $10, $12 in a steak that'll feed your family. Because the way I do it, I cook them. I cook them. They don't take long to cook. About 10 to 12 minutes is all I cook one. Because anytime you're cooking an inexpensive cut of meat, you want to keep it on that rare, medium rare. You don't want to overcook it because it's not going to be good. There's no forgiveness in a cheap cut.
Do you always marinate?
No.
Sometimes you just season it.
Yeah, but this time I've been working on a Guinness marinade. It's a simple marinade. I use some Guinness and some Worcestershire soy and some seasoning, and marinate it for at least an hour or so. It's not like it's a super long soak. You could go 4 or 5 if you wanted to, and then grill the steak and then serve it with a sauce that I make it's like a.
So you're not glazing it?
No.
Okay.
No, I didn't glaze it, but what I did, once I get it grilled, I'm going to make this. It's kind of a take, the brisket sauce that I make where I would.
The mushroom? Shallots?
Yeah, it's got shallots and mushrooms and garlic and all that good stuff in it. And then normally I would take like red wine and reduce it down and concentrate it. Then I'd mix it back with beef broth and do some other things to it. But this, I'm kind of taking a version of that and using Guinness instead of in place of the wine.
Oh, I bet that's.
And then reducing it down and concentrating those flavors from the Guinness. It's kind of got that dark, almost coffee-esque, Guinness has kind of got that flavor to it. It's really good. Really good sauce.
I think Guinness would work.
It's a really good steak
well
sauce. I think I forgot about a bottle. It's a really good steak sauce. Yeah, but a dark beer, a stout like that, it goes really good, especially with steak. And then the potatoes, I just simple roasted, grill roasted potato.
Yeah. And speaking of spring, it's crawfish season. So
it is, and that's
next.
Spring break, man. I'm doing crawfish. I'm gonna try to do a video. We're gonna put out. We're gonna work on.
We're not gonna try.
We're doing one.
We're gonna do a video. We did an old crawfish video. I don't even know if it's still live or whatever, but
at the old house, yeah.
It's like one of those things where it's in actual pieces. Like I didn't know how to edit yet.
Yeah,
it's just
here's
like
the rinsing, how we clean them. Here's how we season our pot. Oh yeah, no, we're gonna do it all. We're gonna do it up. I'm gonna order a couple sacks of crawfish next week. We're going to we'll purge them. We're gonna season them. We're gonna boil. We're gonna boil them and we're gonna eat them. That's the best part.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be just your basic good old crawfish boil. I ain't doing nothing fancy to it. No multiple pots, I don't think. I'm doing a one. If you were to go buy a sack of crawfish and want to cook them at the house, you'll be able to do it after this recipe.
Yeah.
And it ain't saying it's the only way, but it's a deadgum good way. I know that.
Well, you've been working on this.
And ain't going to re-season them once they come out of the pot and get all that hot seasoning all over it. Ain't doing that.
It burns your lips.
Yep. These are just going to be juicy, head-sucking, tail-pinching, delicious treats from the fruits of the bayou.
Fruits of the bayou. I like crawfish eating. Same reason I like barbecuing and pontooning.
That's it. If you don't, I don't want to hang out with you.
Well.
Anything else we got going on?
You were on Greg Rimpey.
Yes.
From a hotel room.
From a hotel room.
You came in last night like at bedtime.
Yeah.
Like 10 o'clock.
No, that was like we stopped in Tifton, Georgia.
Talked.
I ran in and checked in the hotel, ran up to the room, and it was nice. I mean, I think it was a Marriott property, Staybridge Suites or something like that. Had a nice desk in it, nice office chair. I got my computer out because I wasn't just going to have to do telephone. I didn't know if I was going to be somewhere where I could do it. Turned my little hotspot on, logged in, and Skyped up. Greg called me up. We did the whole show right there. Then I went to Buffalo Wild Wings and got my fix.
What'd you and Greg talk about this week?
We talked about, what did we talk about? Oh, the trailer, mainly.
Yeah.
We were supposed to talk about going to Jamaica and stuff like that, but then my segment run long on talking about the trailer and stuff. So he asked me if you were going to stay in it.
What'd you say?
That's why I got it. He wanted to know if he was mad at him about the Bloody Mary, his comments on the Bloody Mary last time. He was like, what? He thinks, you don't remember, so he getting caught up in the whole garnish thing. You know, I told him how you garnished ours up and all, but that's not something that you would even care about, is it? The garnish, because you think it's more about the flavor anyway.
I feel like it becomes a garnish contest.
It does.
And I'm going to lose a garnish contest every time because I'm not going to decorate. I'm not going to dress a lobster up, in a top hat and put him with dancing shrimp. Like I'm just not going to do that. I don't have time.
It's more about the way a good taste of Bloody Mary to me.
I think it should be.
Yeah. And so we talked
about
that.
What did he say about it though?
He was adamant about that.
Yeah, the garnish is like
it's not a decorating contest. It's a Bloody Mary contest. Can you make a good taste in Bloody Mary?
I mean, if you want to do that, to me that's a whole different contest.
Yeah. What would that be? Like something on TV?
How to decorate a Bloody Mary contest and then, best taste in Bloody Mary contest.
I agree.
You tell him I don't get mad about much.
Yeah. You don't. That's why I love you.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, that's something I get mad about.
Fools. Well,
that's it.
Where can they find us, Shell?
If you'd like to connect with Malcolm, it's HowToBBQRight on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and of course YouTube. If you'd like to connect with me, it's Miss Southern Shell.
And everybody come out to Pensacola. Make sure y'all come by and see us. It is going to be spring break, so we're going to stay down in Orange Beach area most of next week. I don't know if we'll be back in time to do a podcast or not.
Yeah, we will.
But we're going to do a crawfish video some point during spring break, and hopefully to bring back some good stuff to cook from the butcher shop.
Oh, yeah.
To the freezer. So thanks for hanging out with us today, and we'll tell y'all all about the Pensacola trip and what all's going on spring break, and you can start gearing up for comp season. See y'all next time.